This bold and exciting guide reveals powerful intimacy secrets designed to ignite passion and take pleasure to the next level. Packed with proven techniques, shows how to deeply satisfy her and leave her craving for more. Hello, I'm Dr. Mohit Khera, a board-certified urologist specializing in men's health, infertility, and sexual medicine. I completed my MD, MBA, and MPH with advanced training at Baylor College of Medicine and the University of Texas. Over the years, I've had the privilege of publishing research and leading clinical trials on hormone therapy, sexual dysfunction, men's reproductive health, and my passion is helping men live healthier, more confident lives. Gentlemen, what if I told you that age is not the enemy of passion, but in fact it can be your greatest ally, that even after 70, the body you have can perform, excite, sustain like it did decades ago, sometimes even better. This isn't fantasy. This is biology, science, and practice coming together. Today, I'm going to share 3 secret sexual techniques that can enhance performance, stamina, and pleasure well into your 70s and beyond. These are not gimmicks or quick fixes. They're grounded in research and real-world results from men who refuse to let age define them. Age is often viewed as the inevitable enemy of sexual performance, barrier that slowly erodes stamina, strength, and confidence. Society has conditioned men to believe that after a certain point, the body simply cannot perform the way it once did, that sexual vitality is reserved for youth. But this perception is far from reality. Age, in fact, is not the enemy. It is simply a measure of time, and with the right understanding of the body and the right strategies, men over 70 can maintain, enhance, even transform their sexual stamina. The first and perhaps most important step is recognizing that the body continues to respond to training, nutrition, focused practice regardless of chronological age. Hormonal changes do occur, testosterone levels may decline, and blood flow dynamics shift. These changes do not dictate failure. They are signals that guide adjustments, not markers of inevitability. Men who embrace the science of aging understand that performance is less about turning back the clock and more about working with the clock they have. Physical conditioning remains crucial. Muscles that support sexual function, including the pelvic floor and core, can be strengthened at any age, improving control, endurance, and intensity. Cardiovascular health, which often declines with age, plays a pivotal role in maintaining stamina. Even light to moderate exercise can dramatically improve circulation, energy, and overall performance. Mental approach is equally critical. Confidence, presence, and focus do not naturally diminish with age unless they are neglected. Older men who remain engaged, curious, attentive to their own sexual health experience levels of control and satisfaction that often exceed those of younger counterparts. Lifestyle factors such as nutrition, hydration, sleep, and stress management are not mere wellness tips. They directly impact stamina and performance. Chronic stress or poor sleep impairs hormonal balance, reduces energy, and diminishes endurance, whereas mindful attention to these factors restores vitality. Concept of age-related decline is often self-fulfilling. Who internalize the notion that performance wanes inevitably see results that align with that expectation. Conversely, men who approach aging with a proactive, formed mindset discover that stamina is not lost. It is cultivated, maintained, and even enhanced through deliberate action, science-backed strategies, consistent practice. Understanding this principle is the foundation for every other technique aimed at improving performance after 70. Controlled breathing is one of the most overlooked yet powerful tools for enhancing sexual stamina, especially as men age. Many think that endurance relies solely on strength or vigor, but in reality, you breathe directly impacts oxygen delivery, heart rate, muscle tension, and overall energy. As men reach their 70s, subtle changes in cardiovascular efficiency and muscular endurance can affect performance. This is where controlled breathing becomes a game changer. By consciously synchronizing each inhale and exhale with movement, you create a rhythm that optimizes oxygen flow to the muscles that matter most. Deep, slow breaths reduce unnecessary tension, preventing early fatigue and allowing for sustained performance over longer periods. Shallow or erratic breathing, on the other hand, leads to rapid exhaustion, diminished control, and even reduced pleasure. The technique is simple yet profound, inhaling deeply through the nose, allowing the diaphragm to expand fully. Exhaling slowly through the mouth helps regulate the nervous system, keeping the body calm and energized. This rhythm is not just about oxygen, trains the body to remain present, focused, and in control, which is particularly important for older men who may struggle with endurance. Controlled breathing also influences the parasympathetic nervous system, which governs relaxation and recovery. By engaging this system, the body resists premature fatigue and maintains consistent blood flow to critical areas, supporting both performance and long-term sexual health. In addition, incorporating breathing exercises into daily routines, even outside intimate moments, can enhance overall stamina. Practices such as diaphragmatic breathing, meditation, or even yoga can train the respiratory system, strengthen the lungs, and improve oxygen efficiency, all of which translate into longer, more controlled performance. Many men notice immediate benefits, such as increased energy, heightened focus, and better muscle coordination, while the long-term results are even more remarkable. It is not simply about prolonging activity, it is about amplifying the intensity and satisfaction of each movement while maintaining complete control. In essence, controlled breathing is the bridge between the mind and body, allowing men to manage energy, regulate tension, and sustain stamina naturally, effectively countering the physiological challenges that often accompany aging. Mental focus and timing are often underestimated aspects of sexual stamina. They are crucial for men over 70 who want to maintain control and prolong performance. Physical strength and endurance are important, but without the ability to remain mentally present, energy can dissipate quickly and performance can become erratic. The mind and body are deeply interconnected. The way a man thinks, anticipates, and directs attention has a profound effect on how long and effectively he performs. Mental focus involves cultivating awareness of the present moment, tuning into subtle sensations, and pacing oneself rather than rushing toward a conclusion. Many older men experience a natural decline in stamina, but much of this can be offset by deliberate mental engagement. Visualization is one effective method. By mentally rehearsing performance, imagining sustained control, and visualizing each movement, the brain primes the body to execute with precision. Mindfulness techniques can also enhance awareness, helping men notice tension, adjust movements, and regulate intensity in real time. Timing is equally critical. Knowing when to pause, slow down, or modulate effort can dramatically extend endurance. Men who learn to read their own physiological signals, such as heart rate, breathing patterns, and muscle tension, can make micro adjustments that preserve energy and prolong performance. This combination of awareness and pacing reduces premature fatigue and enhances the overall experience. Moreover, mental training helps counter the anxiety or pressure that often accompanies performance in older age. Stress and distraction can compromise stamina, reduce control, decrease satisfaction, whereas a focused mind maintains consistency and engagement. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or even simple concentration exercises performed daily can strengthen mental endurance, which translates directly into longer, more controlled performance. Mental focus also supports confidence. Men who trust their ability to regulate energy and sustain effort experience less worry, which in turn improves both duration and intensity. Over time, integrating mental discipline with physical conditioning creates a synergy that amplifies sexual stamina, allowing men to overcome the natural challenges of aging. By prioritizing the mind as much as the body, men can achieve remarkable control, ensuring that their performance is not only longer but more deliberate, satisfying, and impactful. The synergy between body and mind is a cornerstone of sexual stamina, particularly for men over 70. While physical strength, endurance, and technique are essential, significantly amplified when combined with mental focus and awareness. Men often think of sexual performance purely in terms of physical capability, but the truth is that lasting stamina is the product of an integrated approach where the mind guides the body and the body responds to the mind. This synergy begins with awareness, understanding how your body reacts to different stimuli, recognizing patterns of tension or fatigue, learning how to regulate effort are fundamental to sustaining performance. For older men, this connection becomes increasingly important because the natural effects of aging, such as slower recovery, decreased testosterone, changes in cardiovascular efficiency, can make purely physical approaches less effective. When mental strategies are incorporated, such as pacing, visualization, deliberate focus, these age-related changes become manageable rather than limiting. Controlled breathing, which supports both oxygen delivery and relaxation, acts as a bridge between mental concentration and physical execution. Strengthened muscles, particularly in the pelvic floor and core, provide the foundation, but without conscious awareness and engagement, their potential remains underutilized. Similarly, mental rehearsal and mindfulness enhance timing, allowing men to adjust effort, manage energy, and sustain control throughout the experience. The synergy also reduces the likelihood of fatigue or premature loss of control because the mind is actively involved in regulating physical output. In addition, mind-body connection boosts confidence. Men who understand their physiological responses and integrate mental strategies feel empowered, which in turn improves consistency and performance. This holistic approach transforms stamina from a purely mechanical process into a dynamic interaction where every movement is intentional, every sensation is monitored, every adjustment is precise. Over time, integrating body and mind not only extends duration, but enhances intensity, focus, and overall satisfaction. It is not enough to strengthen muscles or practice breathing alone. It is the combination of these physical preparations with a focused, gauged mind that truly elevates sexual stamina. Men who prioritize this synergy discover that their performance is no longer dictated solely by age or physiology, but by the conscious, deliberate coordination of mental and physical faculties. Vitality has no expiration date. This principle is especially important when it comes to sexual stamina in men over 70. Too often, aging is associated with inevitable decline, and many men internalize the belief that their sexual performance must diminish simply because of the number of years they have lived. In reality, the body retains remarkable capacity for adaptation and improvement well into later life. Men who understand this can maintain and even enhance their stamina by adopting strategies that support both physical and mental health. The key lies in recognizing that aging is a process, not a limitation, that the human body responds positively to consistent care, training, and attention. Physical exercise, particularly routines that strengthen the core and pelvic floor, improves endurance, control, and blood flow. Cardiovascular activity ensures efficient circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they are needed most. Nutrition and hydration also play a critical role, as proper fuel and fluid balance optimize energy, resilience, and recovery. Sleep, often overlooked, is another pillar of vitality. Quality rest supports hormone production, repairs tissues, and restores energy, all of which are essential for sustained sexual performance. Mental well-being is equally crucial. Stress, anxiety, distraction can prematurely drain energy and compromise endurance, while mindfulness, meditation, and focused attention can enhance control, presence, confidence. The combination of these practices demonstrates that stamina is not dictated solely by age, but by how one treats and trains the body and mind. Men who commit to daily routines, pay attention to their health, integrate mental strategies with physical conditioning, discover that their performance is not only maintained, but often improved compared to earlier decades. Furthermore, embracing a proactive approach fosters confidence, which reinforces stamina. The belief in one's own capacity is a powerful amplifier of physical ability, allowing men to perform with precision, control, and intensity. Aging may bring certain physiological changes, but these changes are signals, not roadblocks. By understanding, respecting, and working with these signals, men over 70 can sustain energy, control, and performance, demonstrating that sexual vitality is not confined to youth, but is accessible through deliberate, informed, consistent action. Understanding that vitality has no expiration date is perhaps the most empowering concept for men over 70 seeking to maintain sexual stamina. Too often, aging is framed as a process of inevitable decline, creating a mindset where men assume that energy, performance, and endurance must diminish over time. In reality, the body retains remarkable adaptability throughout life, and sexual health is no exception. Stamina, control, intensity are not strictly determined by chronological age. They are largely influenced by how a man approaches his health, lifestyle, and mindset. The first step is recognizing that physiological changes associated with aging, such as reduced testosterone levels, slower recovery, or changes in cardiovascular efficiency, are signals for adaptation rather than limitations. These changes indicate areas where focus and effort can produce meaningful improvements. Men who prioritize daily physical activity, including core strengthening and pelvic floor exercises, build a foundation for sustained energy and performance. Cardiovascular conditioning enhances circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients to tissues critical for sexual function. Nutrition, hydration, and sleep are equally important. They directly influence hormone balance, energy levels, and recovery capacity. Mental and emotional health also play a pivotal role in sustaining vitality. Stress, anxiety, and distraction can erode stamina and performance, whereas mindfulness, focus, and confidence act as amplifiers, enhancing control and prolonging endurance. Importantly, adopting this holistic approach demonstrates that sexual performance is not fixed but dynamic, responsive to deliberate practice and lifestyle choices. Over 70 who embrace this principle discover that they can sustain energy intensity and control in ways that often surpass expectations. Learn to work with their bodies rather than against them, adapting strategies to fit their unique physiology and needs. Regular practice, attention to overall health, and mindful engagement create a feedback loop where stamina improves as confidence grows and confidence reinforces performance. This understanding reframes aging from a narrative of limitation to one of potential, where sexual vitality becomes a reflection of deliberate, informed choices rather than an inevitable consequence of time. By approaching sexual health with this mindset, men unlock the ability to maintain, enhance, enjoy their stamina well into their 70s, demonstrating that age does not define capability, energy, or satisfaction.